Brought to you in part by Susan Shoup at Exclusive Realtors, servicing northwest suburbs, west and south Chicagoland, including Will and Kankakee counties. Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. I'm going to do this Pacbrake oil filter relocation. As you all know who own these things, oil filter location, I have some tin foil up there because I'm going to take that filter off. Sucks. So I'm hoping to drain it down. This is the very first oil change that this truck's had. So my plan is to unscrew it and then just have it drip down this foil. This is the kit. It's semi-installed, or put together, I should say. This is going to go in place of the oil filter. This is going to get mounted on the frame, and those are the hoses. So, and then these are the big one obviously goes in place where the filter goes, and that smaller one goes in that groove here to there. So the foil trick seems to be working. It's just coming straight down there into the pan. So once that thing stops, I'll spray it down, clean it up, and then I can get that piece up in there. Not bad. This is the very first time I've ever done one of these, and there's like a drip that got on the boot here, but the foil thing worked. Now, someone would say, you could use that foil all the time, then you don't need this, but I'd prefer to do this oil change on the ground, not on a lift, because it would be way harder to control that oil mess on the ground and on your back, and then just one thing goes wrong, you're just going to be super pissed. So that's why I'm doing this. So the future will all be on the ground. So next here, this is going to go up in place of the filter. So there, I got some oil on there, and then oil on that one. Now it goes up. All right, so I have that up there. That 90 is not completely tight yet, but I'm leaving it loose so I can get these to lay where they want to lay. So the outside hose goes to the outside here, and then the center to center. So what I got this hose in there because that's kind of like how it's going to sit, okay, before I tighten it up. Now I can tighten that big nut on the bottom, and then I can put this where it's going to go, and then that I can just center this bottom one where it's going to work for this center one over here. But so far it's been pretty simple. So for me to tighten the big nut up there that's on the filter, I use this contraption here. So I could at least be somewhat close to, you know, a torque spec like this. And it's supposed to be 37 foot-pounds, which is a lot tighter than you think it is, I guess. So it's pretty tight. So these fittings here have like a washer in the center that's stationary, and then this spins, you know, on a separate section. So you tighten this all the way as far as you can, and then if it doesn't line up, you can back it off, but no more than one turn backwards. And then after it's done, you tighten this down, and that's how you you know, get your pressure against that seal. Okay, so all of the connections are tight. Now, what I found is this to be useful: the crow's foot. I mean, I have had these for years, but I would have to say 99.9% of the time I do not need one of these, and this job was the exception. So like, to do the final tightening on this one here, I had to reach behind it with the crow's foot and get it tight. I was able to actually torque this one with a torque wrench with the crow's foot, and same thing with those. So the one that's coming in from the bottom there. So a crow's foot 7/8 is the fitting size. Did wonders with that. So of course, when I lifted the truck, I left the oil filter up there. So but that's all I got to do is get the filter and put it on, and then drain the oil, obviously. That's it. So I hopefully never plan on getting into that again, because that is just ridiculous, really. I mean, I know some people want to say it's easy, but it ain't. I mean, why go through all this? So now you just got that. I mean, the TRX filter is in the front. It points towards the front of the truck. It's like one of the best oil filters I've ever done on a truck. Besides like an old Chevy with the PF35 on the side of it, but it even had a nice drip tray for it to come down. But the only problem with the TRX is you have to take the skid plate off, which it's not. It's I think it's 4 bolts. It's not that big of a deal, but you can't just run under there and take it off. But you know, whatever. It's not that bad, except for when I added the winch. When I added the winch, that drip tray had to go away. So I changed oil after that, and it was a freaking disaster. It was got all up into the skid plates and everything. So, but this is going to be nice, and also it's not going to be an issue with the air dam, because the air dam swings forward, so it's not in the way of anything. Of course, everybody knows this marvel that they came up with. I mean, I understand the engine fits in different stuff, but you know, they could put a different oil pan on it with a plug somewhere else. But this little trick's working here, so I went ahead and just pre-filled this filter since it's real easy to put on, and that's it. Just gotta put the plug in and fill it up. So there it is. So that wasn't too bad. It actually took me longer just describing it, you know, doing a video on it, but I would say probably takes about maybe an hour to do it. Take your time. Me figuring out using the crow's foot and stuff like that. If I was to do another one, it might be even a little quicker, just because I know what to expect. But all in all, not bad. All right, so I know that from what I looked up, it's supposed to take 7 quarts of oil, but at 7 quarts of oil, when I pull the dipstick, it's at the bottom hole and it says add. So if I add 1 more quart, it brings it up to the top hole. So it's holding like 8 quarts. So with that relocator, it's taken just a little over 8 quarts of oil. So, and it's right at the full mark. So, you know, I guess I'm just gonna run it. So there it is, right there. I have ran it. There is no leaks. That's gonna be super easy. So I will do an update maybe after a month to make sure there's no leaks starting or anything like that. I don't anticipate that. I did everything to the spec that they said. So so that's just going to be, it's just going to be a whole lot better than that was a disaster. I can't imagine doing that on the ground. I just wouldn't want to do it. So please like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.